Little did they know, their lives were about to be changed forever by a wicked queen.
Yeah. Weird.
Bring me Snow White's heart in this box.
So we didn't do that this time.
What will I do with the rest of the body?
Put it in this box.
People will wait in line to see.
Oh my God.
But it's hard. And it's lonely.
The internet didn't just react, it exploded. The moment that Simpsons episode aired, social media caught fire. The spark? A not-so-subtle jab nicknamed Snow Woke. This wasn't playful. This wasn't vague. It was a direct hit. One of the most savage parodies The Simpsons had unleashed in years. And the target was unmistakable. Rachel Zegler. They didn't hide it. A parody princess, preaching about leadership over love, refusing to be rescued, spouting monologues so self-important the movie collapsed under its own weight. Anyone who'd seen the real-life Snow White drama knew exactly who was being skewered. No decoder ring needed. It was blatant.
HDTV on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Talk lit up before the credits rolled. Users posted side-by-sides. Rachel's now infamous lines like "the prince is a stalker" and "it's no longer 1937" matched perfectly with a cartoon princess lecturing Woodland. Animals while they checked their watches. This wasn't just satire. It was a full-scale takedown, and it landed.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
Or even one Fox insider put it bluntly, we didn't have to invent much. We just watched the press tour. What made it hit harder? It didn't just mock the role, it mocked the persona. The version of Rachel people had grown tired of. The over-polished, lecture-ready girl boss, who seemed more like a TED Talk than a leading lady.
But Snow White's the fairest I have seen. Also, there's a weather girl on Channel 9 who's...
It was animated, sure, but to millions, it felt like a mirror. Within hours, Rachel Zegler was trending, not for a film, a role, or a clapback, but because The Simpsons, one of the most iconic shows in TV history, had turned her into a joke, a punchline, a meme, and Fox. No edits, no apologies. They aired it. They stood by it. And for Rachel, that's when the silence began.
Spare me your white savior complex. I don't need anything from someone like you.
Behind the scenes, things reportedly got messy. Sources say Rachel didn't just take offense. She lost it. Shocked, pacing, yelling, completely blindsided by the parody. She allegedly called her reps immediately, not just to vent, but to act. Fast desperate. She wanted it pulled, or at the very least, the character scrubbed from the episode.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it. All right.
But the response, one Fox source said it plainly. The episode's locked. It aired. It's satire. We're not pulling anything. Translation. You don't get to edit The Simpsons after the punchline lands. And that's when Rachel went quiet, but not by choice. Her team scrambled behind the scenes. Disney allegedly made a soft inquiry. One Hollywood exec even hinted the parody might have gone too far. But Fox held firm. No cuts, no edits, no conversation.
And this bit is just like the first one, also too hard.
In today's world, silence doesn't read as strength, it reads as panic, and the internet noticed. Why wasn't she saying anything? Was Disney muzzling her? Was she afraid to make it worse, or had the episode landed so hard? There was nothing left to say. Because when satire doesn't exaggerate, just reflects, there's no comeback. And The Simpsons didn't roast Rachel Zegler. They dissected.
And also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
The parody wasn't random. It was Rachel, animated, yellow-skinned, and dripping with smug. From the smug press junket rants to condescending jabs at fairy tales, scene after scene mirrored everything that turned people off during the Snow White press tour. The parody princess interrupts every question with monologues about equity and toxic princes. And then deadpans. I'm not here to be loved. I'm here to lead. Sound familiar? Yeah, the internet thought so.
Are there any dwarves in your story?
Yes, but they're my own original creation.
And because that wasn't parody dialogue. Those were real quotes, real tone, real footage. The writers didn't invent her, they copied her. Then came the premiere scene. Red carpet, flashing lights, and an empty theater. One lonely guy claps, mutters, "I miss the old princess," and walks out, just like real life. And the final gut punch? Rachel Z's parody melting down on the crusty Late Show, ranting about being misunderstood, then tripping over a pile of fairy tale books she once labeled problematic. This wasn't just comedy. It was a replay of everything that made the internet turn on her in the first place.
Not funny, Bart. Millions of girls would grow up thinking that this is the right way to act.
What made this so brutal wasn't that The Simpsons mocked a character she played. It mocked her. Not Snow White. Not Maria from West Side Story. It was Rachel Z, the online persona. The activist-turned-actress who, to many, seemed more focused on making statements than making magic. And when The Simpsons held up that mirror, with a smirk and a laugh track, people didn't flinch. They nodded, because the sharp edge of satire is truth, and this time it cut deep. As the episode ended, the internet lit up. Reaction channels went wild. TikTok edits spread like wildfire. You'd expect Rachel Zegler to respond, right? A tweet, a repost, even a vague Instagram story about peace or ignoring negativity. But instead, nothing.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
She didn't just go quiet. She disappeared. And somehow, that made everything louder. The moment Rachel vanished, speculation exploded. Was she under a gag order? Was Disney in full-blown PR damage control? Or did Rachel just not know what to say? Because this wasn't a YouTuber criticizing her. This wasn't another angry thread. This was The Simpsons, a show that's roasted presidents, moguls, and movie stars. Getting parodied on The Simpsons doesn't feel like a dig. It feels like a eulogy. Insiders say the silence wasn't part of a strategy. It was shock. One source claimed she was shaken to her core, not just by the joke, but by how quickly it took over the...
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
She wasn't trending for anything new. She was trending for everything people already believed. The Simpsons didn't sway opinions. They confirmed them. And behind the scenes, the panic button was hit. Her team debated, should she make a joke about it, clap back, sit down for a sympathetic podcast interview? Nothing stuck. Because once you've been turned into a meme by the world's most iconic cartoon, every move feels risky. So she stayed silent. No statements, no subtle posts. No behind-the-scenes set selfies. Just gone. And in Hollywood, silence doesn't read as wisdom. It reads as retreat. And fans, they know.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Where's Rachel became a real comment trend. Not out of worry, but confusion. Like, the main character of the drama just ghosted mid-scene. Whether she meant to or not, her absence didn't quiet the storm. It confirmed it. And Disney? They quietly pulled back too. No public statements, just subtle shifts. Her name started disappearing from promo plans. Insiders whispered that her involvement with Snow White was being shelved. One source said bluntly, "She's untouchable right now." The focus shifted. Visual effects, costumes, even Gal Gadot's villain got the spotlight. Rachel cut out almost surgically, and fans picked up on it.
Our rights are on the line, folks. Our reproductive rights.
Ugh.
Come on.
Go get Cheshire Cat.
Go vote blue. And if you disagree with the sentiment, just hit the unfollow button.
Trailers once centered around her were trimmed. B-rolls ended mid-smile. The official Disney Instagram, not a single new post featuring her. It wasn't a blackout. It was a fade. The kind studios use when they're done talking about you, but don't want to make a scene. Some insiders said Disney was blindsided, not by the content of the Simpsons episode, but by its timing. Just when they were scrambling to rebuild goodwill around Snow White, boom, parody, punchline, viral backlash. And here's the twist. The Simpsons airs on Fox. Fox is owned by Disney, meaning this wasn't just a roast. It was an in-house take.
Ah, here we are. All that walking made me sleepy.
And the fact it aired uncut, unapologetic, that says a lot. It suggests one of two things. Either no one high up tried to stop it, or worse, no one wanted to. Some whispers suggest Disney let it happen, that it was their way of pressing reset. Let the public laugh, move on, and clean house without a messy press release. Intentional or not, the effect was clear. No one was asking when Rachel would reappear. They were asking why she vanished. In Hollywood, distancing doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes the most brutal move is none at all. PR firms took notes. One even added a slide in their media training deck showing The Simpsons. Parody with the headline, "When authenticity becomes arrogance."
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
And suddenly, Rachel Zegler wasn't just a trending name, she was a warning sign. Talent managers, casting directors, social media strategists, all started adjusting. Don't get too online, don't antagonize fan bases, don't confuse confidence with condescension. One Netflix producer reportedly told a showrunner, "We'll circle back when the air clears. She's radioactive right now." Another YA fantasy series removed her from its shortlist. Not because she can't act or sing, but because she brings baggage. And in an era where fan perception affects box office dollars, no one wants to take that risk. Even her own reps began hesitating. One talent agent allegedly warned a new actress, "Don't go full Zegler. The internet doesn't forget." Harsh? Maybe. But in Hollywood, perception is currency, and her
They cannot keep making dolls like this. Something has to be done.
Lisa, ordinarily I'd say you should stand up for what you believe in, but you've been doing that an awful lot lately.
Within hours of the episode airing, the internet didn't just react, it devoured. TikTok lit up with side-by-sides of the cartoon and Rachel's real interviews. The most viral line, "I'm not here to be loved, I'm here to lead." Users branded it the final boss of girl bossing, and they weren't being nice. YouTube commentary channels piled on. One titled, "The Simpsons Did What Disney Wouldn't," racked up over 3 million views in 48 hours. Another edit spliced her old interviews with the parody and ended with a fake Oscars scene, her winning a Razzie while Krusty the Clown slow clapped. It was savage. And yet, people couldn't stop watching. And just when it peaked, the chaos deepened. A long-debunked OnlyFans hoax resurfaced, AI-generated and fake, but widely shared. People believed it, or pretended to. The comment sections melted down.
You would do in a pinch, my queen. But Snow White's the fairest I have seen. Also, there's a weather girl on Channel 9 who's...
Rumor was already disproven, but by now, facts didn't matter. What mattered was the narrative. Rachel Zegler had become a symbol for everything people hated about modern Hollywood. Stars who lecture instead of entertain. Stars who seem to rewrite the classics instead of respecting them. Nobody was talking about her acting anymore. They were talking about her attitude, her tone, her social media, and every time she stayed silent, it became a bigger punchline. Sympathy evaporated. Even former defenders went quiet. One viral comment summed it up. The internet doesn't hate Rachel Zegler. It's just done giving her chances. And that's worse than hate. That's dismissal.
When I get married, I'm keeping my own name. That should probably be if I choose to get married.
Don't Do a Zegler started echoing across Hollywood. Not as a joke, but as a warning. Casting calls began filtering for media coachable talent. One young actress was told by her team, "We're building your brand in the opposite direction." Suddenly, boldness wasn't a plus. It was a red flag. PR teams weren't just promoting, they were preemptively damage controlling. Social media silence became a casting advantage. The new vibe? Predictable, passionate, marketable, outspoken. And that's the real twist. Rachel may have had a point. Fairy tales could use updates. Women should lead their own stories. But her delivery cost her the platform. She didn't inspire. She made studios nervous. She was Spielberg's Golden Girl, the breakout star, the Disney princess. Marvel even circled her. She was the blueprint. Now that blueprint's in a drawer. Scripts were written with her in mind. Now her name triggers eye rolls in meetings. One major agency reportedly told a client, "If her name's attached, pass. She doesn't bring heat."
My name is Stacy, but you can call me.
I see exactly what you mean. This is a problem. But what do you expect me to do?
Change what she says. It's your company.
She brings noise. That's the brutal truth. Not about talent, but about narrative. And Rachel didn't just lose control of hers. She let it spiral. No scandals, no crimes, just a slow public PR unraveling that became impossible to ignore. No one's coming to her defense. Not one big director. Not one subtle show of support. Even her fans seem unsure what they're defending anymore. She didn't need to be perfect. Just present, humble, self-aware. But she misread the moment. She underestimated the audience. And the audience moved on. So now, here we are. One Simpsons episode. One meme supernova. One career on the edge of something we don't even have a word for. Rachel Zegler isn't canceled. She's not exiled. She's become something more complicated. A star people are afraid to stand next. To, not because she failed, but because she flamed out with the lights on and the cameras rolling. And here's the thing. This didn't have to be her legacy. Hollywood loves a comeback, but comebacks take fight. You have to show up, take the hit, walk forward. Right now, Rachel's standing still, waiting for the fire to burn out. But in this industry, you don't get to wait. You have to own it, reframe it, say, "Yeah, I messed up, but I'm still here." That's the question now. Will she? Because the parody is permanent. The silence is loud. And in an industry where narrative is everything, Rachel Zegler's story is frozen in time. So what do you think? Did The Simpsons go too far? Or did they just say what everyone was thinking? Is Rachel being unfairly dragged? Or is this the fallout from months of missteps? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you think studios should start listening to fans, not headlines. And subscribe for more no-fluff deep dives into Hollywood's biggest stories. The next video is already waiting. And trust me, it's even messier.